Good afternoon, Meteorologist Anthony Yanez here. I wanted to give you an update of what we're seeing because the outer rain bands of Beryl are already here. In southeast Texas. So a lot of us, this line has already moved through. And so I want to show you the direction of this because what we're seeing is there you can see the outer rain band. If you remember the thunderstorms yesterday came in from north to south. It was more from a frontal push, but now we're seeing the storms move in from the south to the north. I don't want to spend too much time on this because there's a lot to get through with updates on Beryl, but did want to show you there is a strong line of thunderstorms here just from, let's see, it looks like north of the Woodlands, from Conroe all the way through Tomball, Magnolia, Cypress, it looks like just got some clearing all the way out to Sealy. So I just wanted to give you just a little look and show you what is happening with these storms. Otherwise, let's get you the latest on what's going on with Tropical Storm Beryl, still a tropical storm. It's getting better organized. It has not increased in strength, but you can see it is getting its act together a little bit better. And so we still have 65-mile-per-hour winds. Once it gets to 75, it would become that Category 1 hurricane. The next update with a track is at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And if things keep going the way they are, I think we're going to see it become a hurricane at the latest, most likely 10 o'clock tonight. But this is the 1 o'clock advisory, so this is the latest information moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. So it's actually slowed down by a couple of miles per hour. Here's the latest with the forecast track. About 2 o'clock in the morning, making land. Here we are right at Matagorda Bay. And so you've got Palacios, Port Lavaca right here. And so that track hasn't changed and also hitting as a Category 1. As you can see, it's not out of the question that this is a Category 2. The potential also, because it's a small system, that it could still be a hurricane or have hurricane force winds right here along I-10. Here's Columbus, Katy, all the way into Houston at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I think our greatest threat in Houston for flooding, also for tornadoes, is going to be later in the morning, 8 to 9 o'clock, even though we're going to feel the effects already with these outer rain bands coming up. By 1 o'clock, the storm is pretty much out of here. I'll show you what this looks like on the Futurecast in a second. It's not going to slow down. It's not going to stall, but it is going to be here all morning long. It's not till the afternoon that this completely moves out of here. And I'm going all the way through, looks like Tuesday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's way up to the north. Here, let's get your Futurecast now and show you what we can expect. That first outer rain band is already moving through. It looks like the next one comes in at about 5 o'clock in the evening and stays with us through about 10 o'clock. So honestly, the rain has started from the outer rain bands of Beryl, and they're going to be with us off and on all the way through 10 o'clock. There you see the eye or the center of Beryl, 2 o'clock in the morning, making land. And you can also see at 2 o'clock we have the heavy rain from Houston off to the south of I-10. And as it moves up to the north, 7 o'clock is when you have that heavy rain. We're on what's called the dirty side of the storm. So all of the strength from a tropical system, a tropical storm or a hurricane, is on the right-hand side, to the right or to the east. It's like a baseball player or a softball player. You get your strength when you step into the ball. There's your power. When you drop the bat, on the left-hand side, on this western side or the weaker side, you're decelerating, you're dropping the bat. So there's no strength there. You're seeing all the strength here. So the heavier rain, the stronger winds, the tropical storm force winds are going to be to the east of this. By noon, you can see it's up here in College Station, the center of circulation. We're starting to clear at about that time here in the Houston area. And then the potential, as this moves up to the north, that it's pulling in those southerly bands. We have to watch for this because we could still see some flooding coming in at 5 o'clock in the evening, and then things settle down as we move toward Tuesday. And so a couple of things that are big concerns. Look at the rain totals. You got a storm moving 10 miles per hour. If you take 100 and divide it by 10, you're getting 10 inches of rain. And you can see about 9 inches here in the Houston area, 13 in Galveston. You've got 4 to 6 up to the north. And so again, closer to where the storm's hitting in Palacios, Bay City, Sugar Land, Katy, you're seeing those 6 to 8 to 11 inch rain amounts. And of course, with that, in a short amount of time, you have flooding. Here are the current tropical alerts. So I'm going to fix this map here coming up a little bit so it's a little clearer. This lighter brown, tropical storm force winds. This color down here to the south is the hurricane force winds. Whenever I look at a map like this, what I want the message to be: power outages, trees down. So it's a deadly situation if trees are falling down and you're outside, and it's also a huge inconvenience and also potentially deadly if you're losing power and you need power. And so just realize for all of southeast Texas, as the storm's moving through, we could very easily lose power. We lose power when there's regular thunderstorms, but this is an organized, either strong tropical storm or it's going to be a hurricane. And so be aware of that. There's also a tornado threat. As this makes land, it's kind of like riding a bike. When you're riding a bike and you're going downhill, it's just a uniform speed. You're not using the brakes. You don't even really need to pedal at all. But once you hit water, that jerks you back. And it's the same principle here with the tropical system. You're in a uniform environment over water. Once you hit land, it's almost like hitting that friction and it slows you down. And with that slowdown, what you're seeing is a spin up in the atmosphere. And so we have several tornadoes possible from spring to the south, and maybe a few maybe along this line, but you can see all of southeast Texas. We're going to see tornado watch. We're going to have tornado watches and tornado warnings when this makes land early tomorrow morning. So be aware of that. Storm surge warning. This is going to be starting Sunday and going all the way through Monday. Storm surge 3 to 5 feet above ground. A couple of products here, the storm surge threat. I want to show you this because this is really fascinating. Where it's making land, that yellow color here, that's 3 to 6 feet of a storm surge, but the 1 to 3 feet makes it all the way to Bay City. So the inundation of the water moving along our coastal counties and our cities is definitely there for all of Galveston Bay. And again, notice the bay, you got some 3 to 6 feet storm surge amounts. And again, that's water inundating the land right along the bay. And then your peak storm surge looks like it is going to be 3 to 6 feet. That's the yellow color for our entire coastline. So that's the latest update. We'll continue to monitor this for you. We'll of course have updates on the storms if they start to get out of hand, because those outer rain bands can cause flooding. But the eye, it looks like it's going to come early in the morning. So be aware of that. Make sure you're adjusting your plans tomorrow morning, because it's really not until the afternoon that we start to see a clearing. Be safe.